One of the most important lessons in life that you should know is to remember to have an attitude of gratitude, of humility. Understand where the gift comes from. It's not mine, it's been given to me by the grace of God. Use what I have, use what you have to help others. You know, on your last day, you can't take it with you.
Yes, that is true.
But you can leave it here. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse.
All I have to say is that this is hard work. I've worked hard for a long time. It's not about winning, but what it's about is not giving up. If you have a dream, fight for it. There's a discipline for passion, and it's not about how many times you get rejected but you fall down or you're beaten up. It's about how many times you stand up and are brave and you keep on going.
I feel like my issue growing up with finding self-love was when I was focusing on everybody else's opinion on me. And I say this all the time, but it's really about focusing on your opinion of yourself. It's hard to love yourself when you're always focused on everyone else loving you and what can I do to make this person like me or whatever the case is. Just focus on yourself and that's all that matters.
Forgiveness actually, if you really understand it, it has less to do with the other person and more to do with you. Forgiveness invites in love, invites in possibility, invites in prosperity, it invites in new thinking, it invites in creativity. So forgiveness is an expanding emotion. When you forgive, you're opened up for new things.
You know, the biggest influence that she would have or the change that she would make actually would be behind closed doors. You know, nobody would actually know that she had made this change. I thought to myself, well, that's empowering. I mean, how old-fashioned, you know, this idea that behind a great man is a great woman. What about being in front of that person or next to them or standing on your own?
If I'm miserable, if I'm upset, if I'm angry, if I'm cranky, it is my responsibility because it's based on what I'm thinking or believing in that moment. It's not the outside world causing me to feel this. It's what I'm doing up here that's making me have that reaction. And if I'm the problem, I am also the solution.
As people come into your life, you still have to make a decision every time of like, is this somebody that I want around? You know, and if it's somebody that is a good influence on you and is supportive of the life that you want to live, then keep them. But if they're not, if it's not conducive to your journey that you want to be on, there's no need for them to be in your life.
No matter what people perceive of me, I always shine through at the end of the day. I've had a lot of people try to tear me down, but I'm here. And I have always been myself, and I've always wanted that, and I've been graceful, and I've tried to handle myself with as much class, and it's only because I know how hard I work, and I'm not gonna let any of that get to me.
So you've got 3 more years left at college, right?
About 4.
Okay, hear me out, okay? I want you to keep in touch with me.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you my email address, because I want to finance those next 4 years in college personally, and help you, okay? Do it for you, and keep that dream alive one day of owning your bakery. And then when your bakery's open, all I want back is a loaf of bread.
Not everyone that's hurt you cares. Someone said forgiveness lets you off the hook. Why would you carry that with you?
Because they don't care.
If the person doesn't care, why are you tainting and infecting all the amazing moments that could happen in your life with someone that doesn't care how they hurt you? So how do you figure out how to let that go? And that takes work. It takes work.
It's self-full to be first, to be as good as possible to you, to take care of you, to keep you whole and healthy. That doesn't mean that you disregard everything and everyone, but you want to come with your cup full. You know, my cup runneth over. What comes out of the cup is for y'all. What's in the cup is mine. But I got to keep my cup full.
That when you have goals and dreams you want to achieve, he said, ask yourself the question, who should I count on and who should I count out? And so many people never achieve their goals because they have too many toxic, negative, energy-draining people in their lives. And you have to have goals outside of your comfort zone that will challenge you, because in order to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been.
It's my belief that boldness is a stronger indicator of success than intelligence. Smart people think of all the negative things that will happen when things go wrong. But bold people think of all the good things that will happen when things go right.
Our beliefs create our thoughts, And our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings create our behavior, and our behavior creates our results. And so if you want anything to change on the results level, don't just go to the behaviors or the feelings or even the thoughts. We need to go deeper to our beliefs, because if we can handle that, everything changes.
Be focused, be determined, be hopeful, be empowered. Empower yourselves with a good education. Then get out there and use that education to build a country worthy of your boundless promise. Lead by example with hope, never fear.
Life is a mystery. If you take away the mystery and everything was certain, you wouldn't need faith. Faith functions best when you don't know.
Yeah.
And if you knew everything, you'd have no room for faith, for discovery, for innovation, because creativity comes in uncertainty.
You don't want to be the stupidest guy in the room. It's a bloody rough place to be. So, and you probably don't want to be the smartest guy in the room either, because what that probably means is you should be in a different room, right? You should look at a place where if you're right at the top, you've mastered it. It's time to go somewhere where you're a little lower so that you've got something to climb up for.
When a man does not feel appreciated in the area of his presence, he becomes a version of a man that he can give you and still survive. And I promise you, you will not like that version. That version of him is silent, frustrated, sharp with his words, non-communicative, because he has to become something that he can survive in.
I think as human beings, everybody has a natural gift and a natural passion, but then you go outside and you get influenced and you feel pressure from what's going on outside. And so, you know, I read one time, like, would you rather be at war with yourself and at peace with the world, or at peace with yourself and at war with the world? And that was powerful for me.
So I wanna say congratulations to all the girls in this world who are strong, who are confident, and yes, we have insecure moments, and that's okay. But guess what? You do something that millions of people would never be able to do if they had the opportunity, because it takes guts, it takes balls.
If you don't feel strong every day, that's okay, and it's normal. And every day, something new can inspire you, and a small thought or idea or action can change the course of your day, your week, your month, your year. You're never alone, and you're never stuck, no matter how down you feel.
If you want something, if you have a passion in your heart, fire in your belly, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be you getting up early. It's gonna be you staying up late. It's gonna be you running the miles and going to the gym and eating the kale and doing all the crap that you don't, it's only gonna be you.
I want women to feel confident no matter what size they are, no matter what shade of nude they are, no matter what their personality is, what their race is, their religion is. I want women to feel confident and sexy, because that's who we are, and we deserve to feel like that.
Life is too short to sit anywhere other than where you're supposed to be. And if you're sitting at a table where you don't feel like you're being fed, even if you're bringing a plate of food, you politely just leave.
The decisions you make in life don't always define the person you become. I believe that every day when you wake up, you can decide how that day goes, and it doesn't have to be the same as the day before. Just think everything that you do helps you learn something. Everything's a lesson.
Life is like a boomerang. If you're good, good things will always come back to you. Think positively, speak positively. Nothing is impossible if you believe.
Following your dreams is never easy, really, because, you know, it's going to take work, and it's going to take dedication, and it's going to take focus, and it's going to take drive. But as long as you really love it and you really want it and you keep that laser focus, then nothing is impossible.
I have to have a great relationship with myself to have good relationships with other people. My friends, my romantic partners, my child, you know, my colleagues, like whatever. It's like, you can't have good relationships if you don't have a good one with yourself.
Please take care of yourself and be good to yourself and be nice to yourself. Don't take that extra step and hurt yourself further than you can, and you can't take it back.
Most of us, we live in a box, and we don't want to go outside that box at all, ever. Outside that box is all these possibilities of life. But what we do is we shackle our mind. We are a prisoner in our own mind that this is all I can do. This is all I'm good at. And we we take away the possibilities of you could be this, you could be that, you could be all these things. What people understand is that they live for themselves, not knowing that you have the power within yourself to change millions of lives by facing life, by facing yourself.
When you have the vision and you're able to manifest, but then you also put the work in, magic happens, man. Magic, that's where the magic is, but a lot of people never get there. Unfortunately, a lot of people, we're blessed that we can dream.
You guys need to understand what you don't have to do. All right? You don't have to work hard, you don't have to eat right, you don't have to sleep right, you don't have to watch extra film, you don't have to do more than what's required of you, you don't have to be a good teammate, you don't have to be a good leader. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. But you also don't have to win. You don't have to be a success in life. You don't have to help your team win. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to play. No one has to play you. So the greatest things in life take sacrifice and discipline. And that's why so few people achieve great things. Because they don't want to sacrifice. They don't want to discipline something greater. So you see all these people that have great things in life that you look up to, it's because they were sacrificed and disciplined long before you ever knew them. That's the truth. So don't get mad later when you created your whole storm and then it starts raining on you.
I have friends who run other organizations and they're like, we posted 92% IRR. And I'm like, well, you can't eat IRR. What does it really mean? And when you unpack it, what you realize is like fast money returns can completely really decay long-term thinking and sound judgment. And so I'm like, wow, I would really love to just compound at 15% a year. And the reason is because if I can do that for 50 years, that's $250 billion, like some crazy number. Like it's just enormous. So it's like slow and steady against hard problems.
How did you stay motivated all the time? People ask me that all the time. And the answer is I didn't. And neither did you to become successful. The separator in life is really important. People think the most inspired, motivated person wins. Nah, not really. It's the person who can work on the days they're not inspired and motivated. It's what do you do when you're not feeling great? What do you do when it's not your best day? How do you do that? It carries you through as rituals and habits.
So of course there's things far more important than material things. I say this all the time because when you have money, people think, he has money, but he doesn't have anything else. You know, all he has is money. And I say, well, there's not much above money. You have love, right, of the people who you care about and they care about you. You have health, because nothing's worth anything if you're dying, right? There's no point in being a billionaire if you're sick. And after love and health, what can't money buy? Isn't that number 3? Money is extremely important. Trying to say money doesn't matter is a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism that poor people have so they don't shoot themselves in the head. The smartest thing rich people ever did was come along and say to all the poor people, money doesn't make you happy. Don't worry, I'll keep all the money, because it doesn't make you happy. Have you seen any of them give it away? You ever seen a rich man give his money away? No, they say money doesn't make you happy, you keep slaving away for minimum wage, I'll stay over here a millionaire, but I'm not happy.
Listen, you are a warrior. Don't ever let anybody take what you're supposed to get. When you're in the gym and you're out of shape, you don't look good. You don't look good. When you're learning something, when you go to school and they give you the grade and everybody's, he didn't do good, he got a D. You feel that hurt and you go, what you gonna do, never take a test? No, you get back up and you get what you are supposed to get.
You have to learn to take the negativity that people are going to put it on you. And you have to be able to take that energy and flip the switch and move into productive action. The only person that can stop you when you're able to do this is you. You are literally unstoppable by outside circumstances and outside elements.
Now, the only place to go from failure is to win. You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is. It always has been. Nothing's changed since the 70s. Nothing. Except people train not as hard.
You can't read somebody else's book about some theory on how to do shit. Some guy who sat up in their nice warm office and wrote some book with a nice cup of coffee in the fucking hand. No, I want to see that guy who immersed himself in fucking hell. And he thought about quitting and leaving and his wife and his kids. And why am I here? Is it worth it? All this crazy shit. And still said and found out a way to get through it. We all want to read about how we can quickly get somewhere. That's why the 6-minute abs and all this other shit's so powerful. You may get some results from it, but they're not permanent. I say it all the time. You have to suffer. You have to make that a tattoo on your fucking brain, so when that hard time comes again, you don't forget it.
Hard times create hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men. Soft men create hard times. We are now around soft men and hard times. If you're suppressing masculinity, you're going to bring on hard times. Masculinity doesn't mean you're mean. It doesn't mean you're angry. It means strength. It means discipline.
Forbes said that you make 37 million a year. Is that true?
I'm not sure how much I make a year, to be honest. But I guess if you don't know how much money you make a year, that's a good news.
What do you spend it on?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Is that when I was poor, I had a lot of time to spend money, but I didn't have money. And now that I have money, I don't have time to spend it.
You have to tap into suffering every day of your life because we have so much scarring that we have to clean up. You have to look at suffering as almost like I look at failure. To succeed, you must fail. In failure and in suffering, all the answers are in there. All the answers to all the test questions. The test is your life. All the answers are in there. You don't have to live in suffering and pain and failure all the time. You have to learn, I need to visit it.
If you just worked out and actually were proud of your body at its purest form, naked in the mirror, right? You would have the highest level of confidence that no Rolex, that no filler, that no Jordans, nothing, that no Ferrari can buy.
I like being comfortable. Once you get used to it, it's hard to give up. I'd rather stay hungry.
In life, people don't burn out because of what they do. People burn out because life makes them forget why they do it. But when the purpose is intact, when the mission is intact, when it's about something greater than themselves, the opposition, the adversity, and the challenges are a part of the journey. When things happen to redirection, it's a part of the journey. It makes it even sweeter in the end when the purpose is greater and about something greater than you.